So if you're really serious about moving to Hawaii, living in Hawaii, and you want to do it in the best possible way and avoid a disaster, which is what happens to most people who try to move here, then you really want to stay tuned because I've got something for you. You see, most people that attempt to move to Hawaii only last for a short while and then they move back. Many times the move back is disastrous. People get ruined financially, marriages get destroyed, relationships destroyed, family relationships, lot of litanies. The statistics. So I did some research with the Hawaii Economic Development and found that approximately 50,000 people move to Hawaii every year. 60,000 people leave every year. Now, it's not that same 50,000 that leave, but the point is, you know, we have an out-migration problem right now in Hawaii for a variety of reasons. But one thing is for sure, that if you're unprepared, it is likely not going to go well. So that's what I created this program to address this issue. Now, what are some of those reasons why people don't make it? There's the obvious one, people never get hired. They don't find a job. There's the financial one. People don't realize how expensive Hawaii is, and they find out that they can't afford it. A lot of people get overcome by loneliness. They don't realize Hawaii has a very sort of a cliquish society. And, you know, if you kind of don't know how to fit in with the culture, you're gonna, you know, there's a good chance you're gonna feel shunned. Along with that loneliness, people underestimate the power of family. And they realize that they don't want to be here without their family. There's cultural aspects. You know, a lot of people say this, is that, you know, if you don't get along with Hawaii, if you don't accept Hawaii, Hawaii will reject you and it will spit you out. For a lot of people, Hawaii is a, you know, it's kind of pretty much fall in one of two camps. You either like love Hawaii or you hate it. The problem is that most people, everyone thinks they're going to love it. So how do you know that you're not going to be one of those people that hates it after you get here? And finally, you know, a lot of people realize that this wasn't right for them in the first place. They thought it was one thing, but after they came here, they realized either within themselves that they were looking for something else, or Hawaii is not what it seems. Now, I've thought about this a long time, and if you don't want to be another statistic, another disaster story, I believe that you'll undergo what I underwent, which is a transformation, and I'm calling it the Hawaii Islander Transformation Program. It really is a way for you to fully understand and embrace what Hawaii is really all about. It's all about embracing the spirit of aloha in Hawaii. And if you do it right, and I don't want to say I did it right, but I can tell you this, I've been living here since the mid-'80s and I've got the most incredible life, and it was not easy. Now, you can't just get this transformation by just, you know, watching YouTubes like this one and reading blogs. It doesn't work that way. First, you need to follow a roadmap that's going to take you through a step-by-step process to get you from where you are today to living in Hawaii. Second, you need to connect with a network of people. We have to offset this loneliness idea, and you have to connect with a network of people who are on the same journey as you. And you have to be in a situation where employers will take you seriously. And finally, you have to be in a system where you could be coached by people that have lived here for decades and have already gone through all of the issues you're going to go through. People that have done it, that have proven it, and that are living here for a long time. People who have essentially successfully transformed themselves into what they need to be to make Hawaii the dream come true that it is for so many of us. Now, one thing is for sure, there is not a single person that has lived or is living in Hawaii for a long time, and by a long time I mean over a decade. There's not a single person who's living in Hawaii that has not gone through this transformation I'm talking about. Just doesn't exist. So this means you're going to have to go through the transformation as well. The only question is, do you want to go through the transformation with people who have done it already and be coached by those people? Or do you want to sort of figure it out yourself and risk being one of these statistics? You know, when I came to Hawaii in the mid-'80s, I was 20 years old, didn't know a soul. And I had no idea what I was getting involved in. I just was, you know how they say, like young and stupid. I was too young and too stupid to realize what I was getting myself into. And I had a heck of a time. I was about to live on the street. I came down to my last dollar bill. Literally, I had $1 left, and I bought a chocolate shake with it, because that's all I could have bought with $1. Back then, you could still buy a chocolate shake for $1. But I literally came down to my last dollar. I was living on peanut butter sandwiches. I didn't really know how I was going to make it. And then I kind of like got it. I understood what this place was all about. And things started clicking. And I really believe, truly, that Hawaii really welcomed me, and I became a part of it. I went through this transformation. And that's what I've tried to document in this transformation program. You know, kind of once I figured out the secret, once I figured out what it took to go through this transformation and undergo it myself, I mean, you know, I'm living the dream, man. I mean, look, it's almost December. It's the end of November, 2020 in Hawaii. And, you know, it's beautiful. I'm living the dream. And I do not think, I know that I would not have been able to go through this. I know that I would not have been in a situation where I am today had I not gone through my transformation. I would have become another statistic and gotten, you know, spit out by Hawaii like so many other people are. So what I did, and I've been thinking about this for a long time, really since I moved here, what I did is I took all these things that I've learned and I've put everything together into a comprehensive program. So it's got a couple of key pieces to it. Number one, education. I took everything I could think of that I needed to learn, that you'll need to learn to undergo this transformation, and I put it into a collection of online courses that you can, of course, take at your own pace. Number two, I put together a community, an online community that you can connect with others that are going through the same journey as you are. Number three, I've got a network of providers, people that I know and trust, people that I've known for decades, people that can help you get the things you need: housing, cars, furniture, moving, all those sort of services. You don't have to guess. You can go through a trusted network. And finally, along with this network are people that have been there and done that, people that have lived here for a long time, people that have been born and raised here, people that want to be a part of helping you come to Hawaii in the best possible way. Now look, you can watch YouTube till you're blue in the face. You could be a billionaire, but unless you go through the transformation and truly understand what it is to be what I call a Hawaii Islander, it's just a matter of time before you leave. This means you embrace the culture. It means you embrace our way of life. It means you, as I say, you transform and become a Hawaii Islander. Ultimately, living in Hawaii is going to be about making massive changes in your life. There's no way around it. What makes these islands beautiful, they're not just beautiful because of their natural beauty, but they're really beautiful because of the people that live here. And you want to be a part of that. You can't go against that. And so this program is unique. It's the first of its kind, about a program to take you through a structured process from where you are today to living in Hawaii for the long term in a sustainable way. It's a step-by-step process. The whole thing is online. You follow at your own pace. Now, what's it like? Well, you've probably already seen a large part of the format. You look at the videos on my YouTube channel, and the way I talk and the way I'm talking to you right now, I've got that kind of a style along with the other things, with the community and the network. So the next step is up to you. If you want to live in Hawaii in the best possible way and reduce the risk of a disaster, this is the program. I've got a link in the page, a link in the description for further instructions. Click on the link, fill out the form, and we'll get you started. I'm Peter Kay, and I'm living the dream. And I put it together in a program so if Hawaii is right for you, you too can live the dream. I hope you'll join me. Aloha.